All right, Wade. This is one people have been waiting for a long time now, okay? It's episode 112.
The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at. With your host, Shane Chapman and Wade Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah, the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Let's go.
Let's go. So, you crushed it so hard on over Christmas there when I was not around, doing your own episodes, that we thought, well, let's have another one that Wade runs the show on.
You didn't totally blow this. Maybe you could do another one.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 112 of the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Your hosts, Shane Chapman and Wade Laurent and Bryce Wolanyuk.
Well, there you go.
Here again with you.
Bryce W.
Now, this is
You're going to need to sit still. You're going to drive me crazy.
If you're watching the Instagram Live, you can see me struggling. I'm trying to get my shoe back on here.
I thought you were going to party. I thought you were going to leave your shoes on.
I was gonna, but it was bothering me. So anyway, today we have listen, we're 112 episodes in.
We're very comfortable.
We've talked about this a lot. It's tough to keep coming up with topics, but there's been one that's been floating around for almost the entirety of the podcast, history of the podcast, that people have been saying like, oh, you should do this. And we're like, yeah, we should do that. But it was a little bit daunting because it required so much research and effort.
Mm-hmm. So I did 75% of the research and effort. So here we go.
And we'll leave the 25% for them to fill in.
Go ahead.
Right. Just give them the information.
But before we get there,
I feel
Wade,
like I've done more than most people.
I feel like you're on your toes right now at this moment because you've been doing so much research and exercising your brain,
ready
Wade.
to go.
Right?
I used it all. Brain capacity is done.
Awake in the brain right now? Like you've done your warm up. You're ready for a riddle.
Pitter patter.
Ready for let's warm his brain up even more.
Are we gonna do other riddles? Am I gonna do practice riddles that are easy?
No.
There's only one.
This
riddle
was your
today.
practice. The getting all this crap together for this episode.
This was a riddle.
Yes, exactly.
There's no answer.
You solved a bunch of riddles. Now, here's the riddle for you. 3 guys go to a hotel. Hotel costs $30 a night. They're going to split one night between the 3 of them.
The hotel cost, the whole hotel cost?
Oh, like the night,
room.
The room for the night is $30.
Is this going to be like trickery on wording? Or? Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Why would we tell you it's a riddle?
All right, okay.
I don't know, maybe if we could finish the goddamn riddle, you'd know.
Pretty slow delivery.
So $30, 3 guys. Each guy's going to pay.
$10.
Oh, he's screwed.
Oh, yeah.
There
you go.
Like
$10. It's over now.
$10. Okay, so $10. So they pay their $30.
Unless they, of course, they did 50, 25, 25.
Nope, they're splitting it evenly, I said.
Even split.
So they each spend $10. They go up to the room. The guy downstairs be like, shoot, forgot we had a promo on it. It was supposed to be only $25. Bellhop, can you take this $5 up to the room and give it back to them? Bellhop says, no problem. On the way up there, he's like, how are they going to split $5? 3 ways. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pocket $2 and I'm going to give them $3 back. They can each have $1 back. Goes to the room, gives them $3. They each split it up. So what did they spend originally?
Each. $10 each.
And then they each got $1 back.
Yeah.
So they've each spent
9.
3 guys spent $9 each. So they spent $27. The bellhop pocketed $2. Where's the other $1? Wrong one.
There you go. Both are funny.
7, 3. I don't know that.
You have all of the information. There's no hidden info. Does anybody else know? No?
This is the most okay I've been with awkward silence on this podcast ever. But it's a brain burner, this one.
It's hard to figure out. And it's not really a riddle. It's just math.
It's just math. I would need some paper. I need paper and pens.
That's what Bryce went
stuff.
through. He had to
I was
paper it
like,
all
I have
down.
to write it down.
Most of it out.
It took him a while, but he eventually kind of got there.
That was how I
kinda
always
kept
did
figuring it out.
math when I was growing up. I was never really good at, I was able to skip steps when I was doing it on paper, but I'm not good at putting it through. You break percentages down in your head all the time. I absolutely cannot do that. There is no, I just about can't do 10% of stuff in my head. But if I write it down, super easy.
Right.
20% is impossible to do in my head. Can't do it.
It's just 2 10%.
Can't do it. It doesn't happen.
Can you do 10%? Anyways.
Just about can. Anyways, no, I don't know where that money went. I have no idea.
It didn't
then.
go anywhere.
Good then.
Are we just gonna leave it?
Answer
I
the
don't know.
question.
So Bryce, do you want to explain?
I'll try. Okay, so
Unbelievable though, right? Like what?
$30 in the beginning,
Yes.
right? Minus 25.
Minus
Right.
5.
So the cost is 25, right? That's the cost of the room.
Yes.
So the bellboy then takes $2 from that 5.
2 of the 5. Yes.
Right? So then the cost of the room actually isn't $25. It's $27.
Right.
And then he gives the $3 back. So the money doesn't go anywhere.
I see.
But the way that Shane words it at the end
Right.
tricks your mind into thinking there's $1 missing.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't think Shane invented this riddle. I also think
Shane did not
Yeah, I
invent
think
the
he
riddle.
just found it on the internet.
He saw it on TikTok.
Oh yeah, TikTok.
Okay. Oh.
So there's another explanation from Scott Kelly, Precision Construction. The hotel has $25. The 3 guys have $1 each. That's $28, and the bellhop has $2. That's
see,
$30.
He did the same thing.
Yeah.
Another way of figuring it out.
He just added it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stop being so on top of things and figuring it out. But it's super confusing at first. It's like, well, how the hell does that work?
27, and then only 2 is 29. Where's the rest?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, today's episode is going to be a doozy, so maybe we should just get into it.
Yeah,
do you think?
that's what I'd like to
The shortest
Let's get started.
talk bit that we've
man.
ever done.
Absolutely. So what we're talking about today is we're going to do a comparison of the contractor loyalty programs that are offered from every one of the big brands. Now, we want to make sure we included what we consider to be the big 3 brands: Trex, TimberTech, Fibron, but we've also included Decorators and Wolf in here as well.
Because we sell them.
Sure. Yeah.
And I get a little snippet at the end about Moisture Shield, I think.
Sure.
Because I couldn't really get too much into that, and then I ran out of time.
And because these are the most well-known ones for having loyalty programs in the first place. I'm sure some of the other ones, like Cali Bamboo, whatever, might have some sort of thing, but it's like, it's not one that people are going to be wondering about. It's probably not as lucrative being a smaller brand. But anyway, and I'm just assuming there. I could be wrong. But we're going to start with Trex
Not good to assume.
because
Sorry.
it's the big one.
I was going to do this and this.
He told me he was going to do all the talking today.
He said he was all ready, too.
I am ready. Okay.
I'm going to
Alrighty.
fill in dead air here.
So,
Dun, dun, dun.
how shall we start? Trex loyalty program.
Why don't you talk about how you split the two, like what aspects of it we're comparing.
Yeah. So I did tiers. Basically, with the tiers, all of these different, not all of them, but the majority of the programs have kind of like targets or levels for where you, like, basically ranking their pros, right? And so you're like an okay pro, and then you're like a medium pro, and then you're their best. So you have tiers in the programs. We'll talk about that. We can talk about different warranty that is provided to each of the tiers. I'll talk about the fasteners that they want you to use, the requirements to become part of their pro, how the rewards work, if there's a retreat, how you load your information into the program, and then just some general notes, just some like, I found these things interesting.
Some commentary at the end.
Let's get to it.
Brand Trex.
Trex.
Tier 1. You're a Trex Pro. That's
So
it.
these are basically the different levels of, because all of these are kind of, they have different levels or tiers, and you're reading off how you qualify for each tier.
They'll figure this out. People will figure this out. Trex Pro. You're a person who spends between $0 and $35,000 annually.
Easy.
So anybody can become a Trex Pro.
Easy
$0.
to spend that.
0 to 35.
Okay.
Some of the programs actually put in there is like $1, and then it goes to $34,999.
Right.
They do have that in their programs when you actually open up the file and look at it. I didn't do that. 0 to 35.
Okay.
It's
Close enough.
categorically impossible to spend
$0
$1 on anything with the Trex name on it.
Correct. Yeah. So their levels are pro 0 to 35,000. Then they have gold 35,000 to 75,000, platinum 75,000 and up.
These are US dollars, right?
In this one, it is US dollars. The TimberTech one gave them to me in Canadian dollars. A little bit tricky.
Interesting.
Because they have a Canadian program, and so anyways, so it's all over the map. You'll have to do some research, but I'm going to do, like I said.
I'll just work those wicked percentages in my brain like you said I could do.
No problem. Yeah.
The numbers
Put the
are just
conversion rate on there.
flying over his head. Beautiful mind.
So like I said, I did 75% of the legwork for you. If it sounds good, then just go in and get the rest.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible for me to gather all of the information.
Don't give up before you've even given it.
So here we go. It's a caveat. I'm just like...
You sound like you lack confidence in what you're about to present.
Exactly. I don't know if this is
This
true.
is shitty. Heads up, it's shitty. If you want it to be less shitty, do your own research.
What you should be doing is taking this information and then comparing the two that you want. That's it. Right?
Sure. Okay.
Warranty, the Trex Pro warranty. A labor warranty is provided when you're a Trex Pro. Up to 2 years. So what happens is if you install the decking and use their approved fasteners, you have 1 year labor warranty. And if you install a Trex rail, you have up to 2 years warranty. If you're their gold member, you have 6 years of warranty.
Wow.
But you have to do decking and railing. And then if you do their platinum, if you're a platinum installer, decking and railing up to 10 years.
And the only thing it really takes to be an installer is spending that cash.
Here we go. Requirements to become a Trex Pro. You have to complete an application. You have to provide a contractor's license. You have to provide proof of general liability. You have to build 3 decks. One of them has to have Trex rail on it. That has to happen inside of a 12-month span. And then those decks need to be approved by a Trex rep.
They'll come out and inspect one of them, right?
Yeah, one of the decks. They don't mess around.
Wow.
It is so when we went through the program.
Unless they want to mess around.
Yeah, unless they want to mess around.
Unless they want to mess around.
But like when you go through the
Unless they need a guy.
on paper, their
Right.
program is the hardest to join. On paper.
How hard is it to get someone out to inspect your deck?
Not too hard,
No?
really. The reps are like COVID has changed that a little bit, but the reps are usually around
Okay.
frequently.
Probably matters a little bit where you are, I would have to think. But
Yeah.
like down in the States, you're probably never too far from your rep when you're in a concentrated area. But even here, like in Saskatchewan, like we see our Trex rep a few times a year, normally, on a normal year.
Yeah, and so you would have 3 of them built or 4 of them built, and then you'd say, okay, let's go look at all these.
Come check this out.
He would check one.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
Okay. So those are your warranties. To note,
Now,
it does not include basics decking, and it does not include select rail.
Well,
boy, that's, yeah. As I
Your
was reading through the stuff that you gave
cheapest-
me,
the cheapest decking and the cheapest railing does not apply,
in any, like,
no matter
Just
how they
in the
put it
requirements,
in, or for
or-
the warranty.
for the warranty. Oh, okay.
so regardless if you're a pro or not, you get a material warranty on this stuff always, 25 years.
Yeah, we're not talking about material warranty.
We're
talking about the labor warranty.
labor warranty
Oh,
that you get either 1, 3, or 5 years, depending on your tier. And then you double that if you do decking and railing.
Correct.
If you do just decking, it's 1, 3, 5.
Correct.
right.
But it never applies. You don't get a labor warranty on
Select.
enhanced basics or select rail.
Yep.
Or enhanced rail.
Correct.
Why is that? Like, why do you think they made that distinction?
So there's 2 ways to look at it. You could either be
No margin.
probably like you could probably look at it and be like, it's an upsell thing. They want you to use their higher end products to give you this stuff. That's probably what it actually is.
Mm.
But if you wanted to be kind of like look at it with a disconcerting eye, you could say like, well, maybe it's because they have higher failures on their lower end stuff and they don't want to like
Right.
somebody who's trying to criticize things might look at it that way. I'm sure it's probably more of the margins are thin on that low cost decking.
Yep.
You know, they want to upsell people and they want their pros to be using their higher end products that cost more. Would be
Right.
my guess.
And their pros probably would too. Like if you went through all the work to do this, you probably.
I know there's quite a few Trex pros, especially the platinum guys, that don't install anything but the Transcend line. They
Right.
don't install the enhanced line at all. It's just like I only install the best.
Yeah,
So-
which is also an easy way to get over the $75,000 mark to be the platinum guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, again, that's just like what we've talked about for the last 30 episodes, which is qualifying your clients.
Mm-hmm.
If you put yourself at that price range, you're going to get those decks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Any other questions?
No, is that it?
Oh, that was it for Trex?
Well, that's not it.
A lot shorter than I thought.
And it's
that
done.
that wasn't all of it, right?
No, I think I'm good. So the fastener thing, you have to use their fasteners to get this pro warranty. If a Trex Platinum Pro decided to use some other fastener,
Yeah. So what I have
they
is
wouldn't get it.
I do have a list that our rep had sent to us. He emailed it to me, so I have a list of what their fasteners are. But
Right.
basically, it's Trex Universal Fasteners, Trex Tiger Claw clips, Simpson DCU screws, Starborn Pro Plug, Starborn captors, and their Cortex, Fastmaster Cortex.
There you go.
So if you use the Trex approved fasteners, you get the labor warranty. And then we have that list. I can give that to you as well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, that's really good.
So we have now done the warranty. We've done the requirements. Yeah. Retreat. They do have a retreat. They have a Trex Pro. What is it? What is
Party.
it called?
A Trex Pro Party.
Summit?
Trex Pro Summit. Yep.
Pro Summit?
Quite a renowned one. You hear a lot about it.
Really good.
What happens at the Trex Pro Summit?
I've never
Stays
been.
there, bro.
Oh, you've never been there.
It stays
What
there.
happens at the Trex Pro Summit?
goes there,
Stays at the
stays
Trex
there.
Pro
Yep.
Summit.
You have to be a platinum member to do that.
Do they pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
And so do
Wow.
all platinum members get that offer? Like if you hit platinum, you are guaranteed invited to the summit?
I don't know that.
Okay.
It just like you have to at least be platinum to qualify.
And do you get, is it a one, like you've been once so then you're done? Or is it you get to go to it every year that you qualify as platinum?
I would imagine that it has to do with
I believe the same
how
guys
many
have been going
people
over
are.
and over.
Yeah, like I would. How many people are there? If you're only going to take 10 people and they have 50 people go in, then my guess would be like, no.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a 10 and 10 and 10. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
Question from
There you go.
Precision Construction on Instagram says no camo clips for Trex. And
not right now.
that's, yeah.
I
Not
did. I
included
asked
in
about
there.
that one specifically, the camo edge clips and the camo X clips.
And the answer was not right now.
The list that I got back was, here's a list of our approved fasteners. And that
Very-
one
So
wasn't
whose
on there.
words
Very
are
PR.
not, whose words are
Mine?
right now?
They're mine. Those
So
are my words.
There's no impending plan to add them.
He's reading between the lines.
as far as I know.
So the problem, like one of the problems with the camo clips is that they provide a 3/16 inch spacer and Trex wants a 1/4 inch space between their boards for warranty purposes.
One of the problems.
That could be one of the problems. And then their problem is that they don't make money on them.
That's
The bigger
that's the
problem
bigger
is
problem.
Right.
they don't make money on the camo clips. So,
Mhm.
okay, well,
Okay.
there you go. And TC Deck says it is called the Summit, and he hears there's a lot of alcohol involved in that.
He might have been there. Has he been there?
I don't know.
That looks like a I've been there statement.
So I hear.
Rewards. So as a pro, the person that spends $0 to $35,000, the person that spends $0 to $35,000, there are no rewards for you.
You don't even get a sticker?
Not like a rebate or anything like that.
Okay.
Gold and platinum, you will receive some advertising, some signage, truck wraps, specialty tools, radio ads, TV ads, clothing, NADRA memberships.
This is stuff that you can use your points that you've earned to redeem.
Oh, you don't
for.
just get it all.
Correct. Where did I? Oh, I have the points up here. This is
So
why
all of those things have a value.
This is why I messed this up.
You should slide to the side for a second, like towards me, because I put our good buddy Scott Kelly sent us a fantastic little gift at Christmas.
I wore mine.
The toffee was unbelievable,
It was good.
and bottle of booze and hats. And so I put the hat. He was asking me how'd the hat fit. I said I don't know. I put it on the podcast. You'll see it on the next podcast. And I just noticed he can't. So now there we go. It finally caught up. There you go, Scott. Your hat is now famous.
You could put it right at the top. Okay, so the other vendors I broke down, I put the percentages later.
Craig MacArthur said Platinum Summit is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, believe it. With the reward dollars, so pros, like the pros don't have anything. They have no reward dollars. With the gold members, you receive 1% of your purchases to the marketing funds. And with the platinum, you receive 2% of your spend, of your annual spend.
That goes into like marketing benefits.
Into your reward dollars.
But all the reward benefits are marketing based, it sounds like.
Correct.
right? It's like get radio ads in your area or
Yeah,
get truck
correct.
wrap
Yeah.
or
Truck wrap. And it's all like, it's money based, dollar based, not point based.
But you can get cashed out, correct?
You can
With
get
Trex?
cashed out, and you get cashed out at half of what you have. And so if you go to the end of the year and you haven't done radio ads, and in the bank you have $10,000 sitting there waiting to be used for marketing dollars, if you're like, I don't want a truck wrap, they will write you a check for $5,000.
That's not bad.
Half
It's a surplus
when it's cashed out.
just for installing Trex all year long.
Yeah, a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Installing a lot of it.
I install a lot of it.
Yeah.
If you've
You gotta
got,
install a
if
lot of
half of your payout is
Of
$5,000,
1%.
you've done a lot. You've done well on Trex.
it. Yeah.
But it could happen. Okay.
What's next? Anything else for Trex?
So
we got some loading info.
yeah, let's talk about like how
you gonna
'cause
load
this
your
is one of,
invoices?
I think this is one of the pain points for these programs for the guys that are super busy. I said that a little funny, guys. For the guys that are super busy, is managing these programs. No contractor wants more paperwork on their desk.
Nope.
And
Right.
all of these programs require you to submit your invoices, whatever, in some capacity. And so that's a pain in the ass, but some are better than others. So how does Trex do their submissions? We'll call it.
So you're going to need to log on to the portal, register the deck and the products, the amount of dollars that were spent, and then that tally goes towards your rewards.
And so you have to upload your invoices on a website at a computer. Is that right?
You have to upload the information. So you have to upload the customer's name, the address, what type of framing you used, rain escape, protect tape, decking, railing, lighting. I don't think you have to provide a picture of the invoice, from what I understood.
And the reason you'd have to tell what type of framing is because like your warranty actually increases with if you're using Elevations framing as well, isn't it? Mind you,
Correct.
Elevations framing is going
I
away.
believe they're like scrapping that.
Yeah, so never mind.
So,
Okay.
but that
I
in the
wonder if that
program.
translates to other steel framing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
So, from what I understood, best of my ability, it didn't look like you.
Don't say that.
It didn't look like you had to scan the invoices and send them in. The other programs, they want a copy of the invoice.
Right.
It says right on there. But this one was dollar based. It was like, tell me what you spent. So I don't know. Maybe they will want you to be able to produce that at some point. If they challenged you, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So Quigley Cable Rail in the Instagram now says there's been an update to the warranty. The Trex warranty now covers the boards on flat roofs and decks less than a foot above grade. They need the 1/4-inch gap for better ventilation, hence the Trex fasteners. So that's interesting because I know I'll have to dig into that a bit more too when we do our updated warranty episode. But I know at one point it was like they needed 6 inches clear below the joist.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
that's
like,
deck board stuff, right? That's not program. This isn't labor warranty. That's deck board warranty.
right. Yeah.
Right, but that's probably why they don't cover camo fasteners.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what he's saying. He's like, that's why they need the Trex fasteners. It's for ventilation because they now allow you to install them closer to the ground. TC Decks confirms you don't need invoices.
Yeah.
No invoices from, and I'm sure like for those of you little weasels that are thinking you can go in there and just make the stuff up, I'm sure they could go back and audit it and be like, no, you got to provide your stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't try anything sneaky.
I sold $500,000 worth.
Although you might be loaded for a week in Malibu at the Trex Pro Summit before they ever find out. So like you do you.
That's where they call you up on stage.
Yeah.
Please provide your invoices.
Yeah.
The reward dollars are to be used by year end, either spent on merch or advertising. The value of the check is issued at 50%. What's in your account. So at the end of the year, they'll clean that up.
Okay. So at best, you're getting 2% of your purchases back. That's pretty good. That's like the same reward as like a credit card that gives you cash back or something. You get 2% back. It's pretty good. Spend that on marketing stuff. 1% back if you're going to turn it into cash, I guess.
Correct.
Uploading your invoices and whatnot. I guess you don't have to do invoices, but you've got to reference it. So like I would call that like so-so. Like it's so you don't have to scan anything and do that. So that's good.
But you do have to
But you
enter
do have
all
to
of
have
the
all the-
customer's information. And part of the reason that you're entering all that customer's information,
We lost it.
part of the reason you're entering the customer's information is they're at that same time then registering the warranty of that decking.
For them, for the homeowner, yeah. And I read somewhere in the thing too that the warranty that is provided, the labor warranty, is actually transferable once within 5 years.
One time.
If the homeowner sells the house, the next buyer.
Which works really good if it's like, so say you're a home builder, you build the house, you bought the material, and then you sold it to somebody, right?
Yeah.
I would assume that that's how that works. So
Yeah.
So one transfer. That's pretty good.
Okay.
All levels, so the Pro, your Gold, and your Platinum will get a welcome kit and reviews. They get a profile page on Trex. They get a profile page on Decks.com. They have iframe capability, and they have some Trex branded product that they can buy.
So I think
Trex
that iframe capability means that you can basically embed some code in your own website that'll show Trex products on your website.
This is true. So I didn't understand what that was, but it was like it's a link on your website so that customers, when they're shopping for you, they don't get transferred over to the Trex website, then find your competitor and end up buying from them, right?
Yeah.
And so it's embedded into your own website so that you can link over to the Trex site to show them railing, but then when they leave that, they end up back on your own site. They're not just on Trex's site.
Right.
I would be curious, and like we'll have to wait till the Instagram Live gets booted back up here. I'd be curious for the guys who, because that Decks.com acquisition for Trex is fairly recent. That was just like, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I'd be curious for the guys who have like their platinum profiles on both websites, what they've found is results in more rich leads.
Sure.
Are people like, are you getting more leads from Trex.com? Are you getting more leads from Decks.com? Is there a difference in the quality of leads?
Mm-hmm.
Curious about that. Because Decks.com is a big resource. Like Trex didn't, like they bought that. It wasn't
just
they didn't start it,
right.
but it had a very great resource for a whole bunch of things before that. And so I wonder, like obviously there's some value in it for them to go buy it.
Right.
So
They must have thought that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So then we're on to...
Okay. I think that's it. That was all I had for the notes and everything.
Okay. So just now that we're back in the loyalty, I'm curious, like TC Decks or who else is in there that was a Trex Pro?
Red Isle.
Red Isle? Okay. For those guys who are in this thing, if you have profiles on both Decks.com and Trex.com, have you found there to be a difference? Like is one more lucrative than the other? Are you getting more leads from Trex.com or Decks.com? I'm curious. So if you have that answer, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Next up.
Excellent. Next up, Fibron. So, oh, wait, I'll have to go back. Yeah, okay. So Fibron. They have partner, select partner, premier partner, and elite partner. So they have 4 tiers. Trex only had 3 tiers.
Okay.
Is more tiers better?
I don't know. So maybe partner 0 to 10,000, select 10 to 40, premier 40 to 100, elite over 100,000.
Okay.
Thousands.
These are dollars, yeah.
Thousands of dollars. When you're getting listed on their website, that not almost all of these guys have a find a contractor near you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, the elite partners or the platinum partners, those are first priority, right? So when you show up on the list, it's like find a contractor. The elite partner is a first priority, premier partner is second priority, select partner third priority, and then just the partner is a fourth priority.
Right.
Happens also with Trex. With the Pro Platinum, Trex Platinum dealers, they are in their primary zip code plus 5 others.
Oh.
So I didn't understand that. Plus 5 other zip codes?
Zip codes. And so you could probably, because a zip code is probably a pretty small area, really.
I mean, it'd be no different than a postal code, right? Like,
so then you can add, like you can expand out from that 5.
how many postal codes are in, like in Regina, I wonder.
And
Well, I feel like there's more. I feel like a postal code is probably a smaller area than a zip code. Like our postal codes are like by street,
basically they're by
whereas
street.
Beverly Hills is 90210 for the whole area.
And you only know that because of the show, right?
It's because if I ever have to go to a website and punch in a U.S. postal code or a zip code, that's the one I use. So TC Decks, before we get too far, says he's Trex Gold and has only ever gotten 1 lead from either, from Trex.com or Decks.com.
Yeah.
So he's in a pretty saturated market, he said. So
Okay. And then, so that the Gold, they get 1 zip code. Trex Gold you get your own zip code plus 1 more.
Mm-hmm.
Pro only gets their own zip code. That's it. So as you like through the Trex program, as you move through and become like a bigger deal, you get more zip codes.
So does this hurt people in Canada then,
90210. I don't know.
right? Because if they base it off the same number of zip codes,
I think they're doing it city based. When I logged in and looked at that, it was city based. It seemed.
Yeah, I feel like in
Regina.
Canada, yeah, when you look up Regina, you get
Saskatoon.
everybody in Regina.
okay.
And when we talk about how they're ranked, what's happening is they're like the elite partner is the first one that's listed, right? That's it. So, okay.
Okay.
Labor warranty for Fibron partner program. So this is the person who has spent up to $10,000.
So reference, just because we're talking about warranty, Fibron's material warranties are a little bit different. They range from 25 up to 50 years, depending on, well, limited lifetime on the Paramount and Promenade series.
That's on your side of the
Whereas-
table. I'm just doing the labor warranty.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Up to $10,000 spend, you have no labor warranty. The select partner, $10,000 to $40,000, no labor warranty. Premier partner, $40,000 to $100,000, 5-year warranty, 5-year labor warranty.
You got to be pretty up there then to get any labor
40K.
warranty.
Is this in US dollars, Fibron?
Yes.
Okay.
Elite, over 100,000, 5-year. Want to talk about that? Feel
Nope.
like anybody missed the mark there?
No. I like first 2 tiers 0, last 2 tiers 5. Got her.
I think they should change that. I think that should be like provide a couple year warranty for your guys that are doing 10 to 40.
Oh yeah.
They know what they're doing. They spent $35,000 putting decking, like $35,000 worth of decking. They have an idea what's going on. Give them a couple years labor warranty.
Right? Exactly.
It's a tiered system. It's not like the idea of tiers is foreign to them. Tier it.
Is that because like the guys in the lower range will probably do more smaller projects so that there's a larger potential for failure rate?
I think again, it's just an incentive to do more. Like,
just do bigger projects.
oh, if I just spend a bit more and do a Fibron exclusively, I can get up into these other tiers where there's more perks and I can offer a labor warranty. Like,
Yeah, and I don't mind the idea of like no warranty for the guy that's doing up to 10. Fine. That's fine.
Yeah, he's done one deck.
Exactly.
Okay,
But okay.
clips. What are we allowed to use for fasteners on these
Fasteners, metal or plastic phantom clips. They would like you to use TCGs for their PVC. And camo edge clips and camo X clips are approved as well.
Yes.
Basically, you can't
the
use
Roadrunner came in here for a
the
second.
camo clips are, you can use them on there.
Well, are we allowed? Do we know? Has anybody told that it's? It doesn't matter. They're doing a partnership with camo.
Yeah,
right.
that's probably why they're on there.
So
Good.
be silly to have like a Fibron branded camo box and you can't use that for the fastener,
Right?
I know it doesn't work.
It's good that they've updated all their fine print documents already with all that information. So that's good.
Okay. Requirements to become a pro: you need to obviously complete the application, provide a license, provide a business number and insurance, and then complete the application. Somebody's going to come out and vet that, I'm sure, but it didn't say that.
So you don't have to build any of their decks and have them inspected.
Correct. I'm assuming that somebody would come out and inspect it at some point eventually, but there's no fine print about you have to build so many in a certain amount of time and then we'll come
Right.
out and approve it and blah, blah. It was like, fill out the form,
Give us your money and you can have this.
Yeah.
Pay to play on theirs.
pay to play.
As long as you're spending cash, we don't care.
The retreat. NA.
No retreat from
Not
Fibron.
applicable.
Not that I know of. Couldn't find it.
Like not even Cleveland? Like just like
It's a plant tour.
just nowhere?
That's as far as I could find.
No retreat.
Oh man.
You know what's going to happen? People listen to this podcast.
They're going to do a retreat.
Now they're doing a retreat.
They'll retreat.
Regina.
It's a great place.
Welcome.
Come in August. Don't come in February.
No retreat. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Have you heard of one?
No, I haven't. I've never heard. I mean, Fibron's a little bit like,
They're transitioning.
I don't know this for sure, but I feel like they're a distant third. I feel like anybody's a distant third. I feel like Trex and TimberTech are the big two dogs in this industry. We always say the big three, but really it's the big two and then a bunch of other people down.
Bunch of little dogs.
So Fibron's not like
Some medium-sized
as
dogs.
available even. So, you know, nobody else that we're going to talk about has a that's not true. I was going to say, I guess it's just the top two that don't have it, but there's another one that does have it. So never mind.
That's foreshadowing what just happened there.
But I'll
Dun,
bet you that
dun.
Fibron, I bet you they had that at some point. Now that they got more money now. Because the Fortune brands
brand.
purchased a few years ago.
Oh,
They've been dumping all sorts of money into marketing. So that'd be like, of course, I'm sure that's been discussed at a boardroom table at some point.
Right.
It'll just be expedited.
And if they need us to go scout areas for them, now that we're so knowledgeable about all these programs, like you and I
Exactly.
could go check out a few spots and be like, it's good. Yeah, it
Maui,
could work.
Maui's fine. There's a few courses. The guys will like that. You could do a little bit of surfing.
work.
There's Black Rock. Everybody's got to do a fear fall off of Black Rock. Let's go.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Rewards program. Partners, which is, so this is a little bit different than the Trex one. Partners receive a 2% kickback.
Oh,
on their
that's
purchases.
pretty aggressive.
Pretty aggressive, right?
That's as much as the Trex guy gets when he's platinum.
Correct.
No retreat, but
Here's your money.
big kickback.
There you go.
Big
Yep.
kickback right away.
It's okay, no retreat, but you get an extra Yeti mug.
Right.
Select.
Spend that at Costco.
Select gets 3% back.
Hmm.
Premier gets 4% back.
And it's just this is just a straight kickback too.
These end up being loaded onto a Visa gift card for you.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So this is cash back.
it's just cash.
Now,
On a Visa gift card.
you also, on Premier and Elite, you have in parentheses.
I'm not at Elite yet.
He's not there
Hold
yet.
on.
No, but even on
I'm
Premier
gonna,
you do.
I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
Who's running this thing?
I'm so excited, though.
Your candor's a little slow sometimes.
So Elite gets 5%, right?
Holy
So
smokes.
Partner 2%, Select 3%, Premier 4%, Elite 5%. When you get to the Premier and Elite, they then also give you co-marketing funds. So Premier, 40 to 100,000 a year, gets $1,500 for advertising
Plus the cash back.
plus the cash back. Elite, guys spending over 100K, they get $3,000 for marketing
Plus their cash back.
plus their cash back.
Start building some Fibron decks.
I was on board with this until now. Now I'm pissed because their margins are too high.
Start their car.
These guys are making too much money. But for real, though, that's pretty lucrative. 5% back on a Visa card
So yeah, what's
and
the-
$3,000 in co-marketing. That's potentially 8% back or more.
Okay.
Crazy.
holy smokes.
Any other questions?
It's really good.
No,
Moving
that's
along.
really good.
Loading your information. You do need to load the invoices. They don't need you to do any work other than take a picture of the invoice. They will sort out what is Fibron for you.
App based.
App based.
Oh, now we're
Ooh.
talking.
Auto.
Grab your phone, take
yeah.
a picture of the invoice. So here it is. You've bought a deck for said customer, and you have that invoice in front of you at the counter. You've just ordered your deck. The lumberyard gave you your invoice. Before you pick that up, you should open your app, take a picture of it, put that thing in your folder, and away you go.
I mean, you pretty much have to do that anyway, right? You got to account
It's
for
got to
it
go into
somehow.
QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Mom, where's my phone? Could be that scenario.
Could be.
So that's pretty slick. I
That's
like
slick.
that a lot. The app is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Not to me. If I was building and I was the person that had to do these, that'd be a big deal to be able to, for it to be that
Huge.
seamless.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Or you can do it on the website if you want, right? You can upload
Yes, you
them
can.
on the website
Yeah.
too.
You can also send a fax message. You could fax
You
it.
can fax? I mean, that's a game changer there.
Yeah. I'm gonna mail my invoices in, and
I actually don't
They
know if that's
fax
true, but
bots.
that would be so
They
funny. if
fax you
guys
the form.
started faxing shit into them. It would be like, what is happening? Who are these guys on this podcast that said they can fax in invoices?
All of a sudden, this old fax machine in the back room at Fibron turns
Nobody
on.
even knew it was there.
but nobody's checking it anymore. So that you have to like page the guy that be like boop, 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 pager. There's a fax coming in. Heads up.
Okay,
So that's good. That's a good one.
app-based. All levels of contractors will get a profile page on fiberondecking.com, and you'll be listed on their builder website.
Cool.
Now, fun facts. They also have a first-time user program, and nobody else has this. It's one of a kind in the industry.
Okay.
So it's basically geared at stealing contractors away. Almost for sure this is what it's for. The very first job that you build, they will give you 10% back of your purchases.
Whoa.
On the Visa,
Yeah, on a Visa.
So make sure it's a big one.
doesn't matter what. Right, first time you
Has
you
to
haven't
be-
done anything.
Has to be more than a $500 deck. 10% back.
Don't apply unless it's
Second time, user,
20 grand.
5%. Third time. So they'll do
You
it
got a
3
small
times.
deck, don't talk to me. Story of my life.
They'll do it 3 times, you guys.
3 times what?
So it's not really, it's a
First time user,
It's a first
10%.
3-time user.
That's right.
5%.
10%, 5%, 5%. Over $500, over $500, over $500.
Boy, oh boy. That's really good.
It's huge.
That's huge. Especially because you could like probably wait the whole year to do it.
No, what? Let's
Right?
talk about this. You get in at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And you've been a Trex guy for not like you've been another guy, Trex guy or TimberTech guy, it doesn't matter. And you decide you want to start into the Fibron program.
Mm-hmm.
So fill out your application and you open up at just their like pro level. You're just like the partner. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
0 to 40,000, right? Is it? No, 0 to 10. Sorry, 0 to 10. And you're going to get 2% back when you get the 0 to 10 because you've signed up. And then you're the first time user and you do 3 decks in a row. You end up into the second tier.
Right.
You've got a kickback on your first time user programs. I don't know if they'll double them up. I don't know if they'll give you the 10 and the 2, but even if they don't, you get 10% back on your first program.
This is almost worth starting a new business every deck.
Right.
So they'll be vetting.
Pay
They're going to
for
be
your
vetting addresses.
Once you land that monster deck, reincorporate, start over because the kickback on that thing is sweet.
Right.
So that is phenomenal. Like that, like so. Just comparatively, because are we done that one? We're
That's it.
done. Kind of.
Yeah,
through
that's
Fiberon?
kind of
So-
all we did with Fibron.
So my thoughts on that, having heard your wonderful research here,
Thank you.
the kickbacks are clearly in Fibron's favor. There's a lot more dollars being exchanged there.
Mm-hmm.
The ease of use of uploading your stuff, again, clearly in Fibron's favor.
Mhm.
The Trex Pro Summit, clearly in Trex's favor.
Yep.
And I would say that the value of being on Trex.com and Dex.com far exceeds the value of being on Fibron.com.
Certainly.
FibronDecking.com as far as
Certainly.
leads go. So you're
Yep.
probably going to get much higher lead generation. I mean, it's no surprise that Trex's brand awareness is 80% higher than anybody else's.
Right.
There's
That's right.
benefit to being part of the Trex brand. That's
Yep.
absolutely for sure.
Yep.
And of
Well,
course,
but
the challengers are going to have more lucrative programs to your point because you're playing from behind a little bit. All things equal,
Yeah.
stronger brand's going to win. So you got to do more
That's
to try
true.
to lure people away. But that's really aggressive. That's a lot of cash
That's
back
incredible.
for a person like me or anybody.
Yeah, anybody who likes cash.
Shane's gonna start building Fibron decks.
Yeah. Peace.
Next.
Just the first time.
Just
though.
the first
just
time.
one.
I'm not interested in building a second time deck. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I guess I do have a question about that. Is there any sort of like waiting period, or like you can't be in competing programs?
Yeah, all of these they're
Oh,
all
that's a good
going to want.
question.
Yeah, they all want you in just their program.
Just their program.
So if you are part of a second program, you
you're
have to
not
pick
part
or
of the
choose.
second program.
Oh, so I don't know how they would know that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just look it up,
just look on the website.
but nobody mentioned that.
Right, because if you're building
Nobody-
Trex decks and like you're like middle of the tier, and then you build one real expensive Fibron deck,
Nobody said that you couldn't be part of their program if you were part of somebody else's program.
I believe I did see that somewhere on somebody's. I think it might have been Trex's. They wanted web exclusivity. I wonder if that's what that means.
probably, and that's how they could find out because you'd be listed on their websites.
I know that when I was reading through the rewards, some of the TimberTech rewards, they were not going to pay for your stuff if it wasn't all TimberTech stuff. So if you had put like a TimberTech deck up,
They would do half.
yeah, they would
Right,
do half.
half, yeah.
Yeah. But they're not doing 100% of the marketing dollars.
Right. So we might need to get some clarification from people that are in the programs or an update on this to see, like, are you allowed to be on more than one? Can you be a Fibron Platinum dealer and a TimberTech Platinum dealer and a Trex Pro Platinum? I called them all Platinums. Whatever.
Yeah.
Can you, like, I don't know why you would want to necessarily, but somebody will ask
It's
that
like
question.
splitting
so-
your money up, right? It's like when you
Well, especially if you're not going to hit the top tier.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're gonna be
right,
if you're gonna be
split
a
it.
bunch of middle tiers, why wouldn't you just roll
Put it
it
all
into
into
one
one.
program and get the bigger kickback, right?
Yeah.
I think
That's fair.
That's my opinion anyway, you know?
But the bigger kickback seems to be with Fibron.
If you're looking for straight up rewards. Yeah.
straight up cash back. I've been to some events. Not like I haven't been to the pro event or the summit, right? But we certainly have had dinner with different companies that have taken us for dinner, and those things are fantastic, right? Like to sit around a group with a bunch of like-minded people, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of fun. So those summits are like, it's hard to put a dollar value on that, but it's It's amazing. So
TC Deck says, I think as a Trex Platinum or TimberTech Platinum, you have to be exclusive. I think, he says.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
I
if that
wouldn't
was
be
the case
surprised.
for everybody's.
Right.
It may not be the case for some of the smaller guys. They might, like, you don't have the, like Wolf might not require that because it's like, they just want to be part of your game.
Yep.
They're not gonna be too pushy about who else you can talk to, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the big guys are gonna be like, listen, these programs, there's a lot of money in these things.
Yep.
The point of these is it's called a loyalty program.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
If you're not gonna be loyal,
It's not by
then
loyalty.
you don't get programmed.
It's not half loyalty.
Yeah.
It's full loyalty.
Like half pregnant programs. Can't be half pregnant.
TimberTech.
TimberTech.
Here we go.
All right. They also run a 4-tier program. So you are a TimberTech member, 0 to 20,000, silver, 20,000 to 50,000.
Now you said these were Canadian dollars.
This one was in Canadian dollars. It when you open it up, it says right on here, Canada. This one.
Gotcha.
Canada dollars.
Page 2.
Monopoly money.
Page 2 for the Instagram crowd.
U.S. dollars.
Page 2, made in USA with a big with a big American flag on it.
But it is made in the U.S.
Do you have your live up too? Did you just show your
He
phone?
showed his phone. It's not working.
She's like, for all the little people looking at my phone.
Let me hide it behind my phone.
All right. Anyways,
But TimberTech not always.
made in the USA.
Some people in
Doesn't matter.
TimberTech
It's
often
made.
like to say that, hey, we're Canadian owned because the Ontario Teachers Federation owns like 52% of them. Or
Got a
something.
big
There you
portion
go.
of it. Okay, silver, 20,000 to 50,000, gold, 50,000 to 100,000, platinum over 100.
Wow. Those are big categories compared to the other
But
guys,
in
right?
US dollars, it's probably the same as Trex, right? That top category probably is 75K or something on the US side.
I never
if we
thought about
convert
it that
right?
way.
It's probably very similar to, like, if you look at Trex's tiers, it's probably very similar to that in US dollars if we were comparing like for like.
Okay, Rain Man.
I couldn't do that. I didn't. You'll see how I didn't use a calculator, so I couldn't, but Shane already knows.
Yeah, it looks like, yep. I heard that.
That means you're Tom Cruise, Wade.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
TC
Look
Deck
at me.
says, that's my dilemma. I consider myself product promiscuous. That's a good
Product-
words there.
Product curious.
Yeah.
What are you? I'm product curious.
Perfect view deck Simon. Trex summits are fire. Straight fire.
Straight fire.
So we've heard. Yep.
Okay, so TimberTech Silver, you're gonna with a TimberTech member, no super duper advantages there. Later on, I'll tell you like what everybody gets listed on. The advantage to going to Silver, you get a web locator and you get a guild quality survey. You have access to those. As a gold member, you have that locator, the survey. You also get an online profile. And as a platinum, so you get those first 3 things, and you also get a status letter. So they like,
Status letter.
you kind of get some couple of add-ons there. as
Can
go
you
up.
What's a
can
status
you,
letter?
You're gonna ask too many questions.
I'm wondering what is status letter. Like,
you openly said you left out 25%.
Right off the bat, I told
Therefore,
you.
there's going to be some questions.
I left it out. Well, I don't know what it is.
are you like Wade Laurent?
I think the status letters, they just send you
TT.
out like a plaque that says like, congrats, you're a platinum member or whatever. And then they, in a letter.
Behind your name, like a
Head.
doctor.
Yeah. But also the guild quality surveying.
Yeah.
Can you expand
So
on
keep-
that?
Yeah,
Wade?
keep going. There's a
I know I can because I had questions and I looked it up, but I was wondering if this was part of your 75% or part of your 25%.
So I did do a little bit of research on that. Basically, it's an app. It's a program that you have to buy into.
Yeah, it's a service, right? Yeah.
TimberTech is going to cover a little bit of your cost on that. They're going to help pay for that.
So they give you some free surveys. As a member, you get 20.
Did they give you? You have to cover. They'll cover 20% of it.
So they'll cover 20% of a discount
membership.
on the membership, but they'll also just throw in 20 free surveys for a member, 30 for silver, 40 for gold, and 50 for platinum.
Correct.
TimberTech seems to be big on these like partnership rewards. Like you have access to like the guild quality and phase app and like these other little perks that they've kind
Right.
of negotiated
Correct.
with other companies that help grow your business too.
And so that they don't pay for the entire guild survey. I believe that you have to pay for that. If you want it, you have to pay to have the membership. And then once you get that membership, then TimberTech's going to cover these things.
Right.
They'll cover 20% of the fee to be them in that membership. And then they will pay to get the surveys for you. You invest in your company, we'll invest in your company.
And so what are these surveys? What's the survey app?
And so basically it goes to the customer and it's like, how was it?
Oh, okay.
Did they, how was it working with
Right.
Mark from Infinite Decks? Because he'll be in that. Mark is, he uses quite a bit of TimberTech.
His shit's in the like
Exactly, on the Phase
he's in
app.
here.
On the Phase app, it's all his stuff.
It's right here.
And what's the Phase app?
Phase
Just
app,
for
it's a little bit of
clarity.
signage. It's so you can help do designing of the deck. You can show your customers. It's like a portfolio.
It's an
Oh,
app.
okay.
It's an app that kind of like, in a cool techie way, shows like before and after pictures or progress photos of a project.
Yeah.
So you can
It
overlay
does
it.
have some sound effects to it.
Nice.
You can overlay it, like it'll ghost the previous image of your previous progress. So you can like take multiple pictures and then like transform it from like demo to framing to finished or whatever. You can do that. But then also they can provide you, like they have this live lawn sign where they can put a lawn sign out there and you can QR code it and people can watch the progress of the deck happening. Like somebody else walking by can be like, oh, I wonder what's happening. They can keep an eye on it. I don't know how frickin' Snoopy you got to be.
You don't look at
But
look in other people's windows as you're driving by.
But if you are
are they
super
watching?
nosy about what's going on in your neighbor's backyard, you can use this app. Anyway, it's a good like way to promote your business.
Mhm.
So yeah, okay.
Good.
TimberTech.
How about some warranty?
Let's talk about the labor warranty.
Let's talk about the labor warranty.
So as a member, you're like first tier. You have 2-year labor warranty on decks and fasteners. You bump that up to 4 years if you add their railing. Opening move, 4 years of warranty.
Opening move.
Compared
Nice
to
play.
Trex, was up to 2 years. So it's
Right.
twice as long.
Right, because Trex is only a year if you don't do the railing.
1 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Doubled it. Okay.
2 to 4 with TimberTech.
Yeah.
Silver, 2 years on the decking and fasteners, 4 years by adding railing.
Same as a member one.
Gold, 5 years decking and fasteners, 7 by adding railing. Platinum, 5-year labor warranty, decking and fasteners, 7 years by adding railing.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, all makes sense.
This labor warranty applies only to 4-sided, 4-capped decking.
So not the edge lines
Correct. Or the dock sider.
or reliable or
reliable.
not capped all sides. Okay. So that like I wonder what happens. All that edge product they rolled off that had cap on all sides. Wonder what
That
Wonder if
ends
that
up at-
gets a little
that ends
special
up at the
treatment.
Supreme Court. That's where that goes.
All the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. That's probably what was going on there
Yesterday,
last night.
TimberTech pros sue TimberTech.
yeah, probably found out they
Just a
weren't
bunch
getting
of TimberTech. Unhappy TimberTech customers couldn't get warranty on their edge products.
I didn't see Infinite there. I wonder if Mark was up there banging on the windows.
Okay, and so fasteners.
Approved fasteners include Fusion Lock, Conceal Lock, Top Lock, Side Lock, Cortex. It's got to
Okay,
be.
you
It's
had
got to be a TimberTech branded fastener.
Does everybody have Cortex then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to
Or
be.
a plug
This
system.
one's got to be TimberTech branded fastener
Oh, okay.
for the TimberTech warranty, labor warranty.
Do you guys think that's a smart move for these?
His,
For these guys?
his computer has a personality.
Yeah, I know. It's like barking.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if
I
I can
asked-
hear it through here just because it's beside me. I don't know if the people on the
I can like
On the mic
kinda
in here?
it.
it's like
I've replaced that fan before as well. Like the fan failed years ago, and I replaced it. It sounds like it's due for a new fan.
Sounds
It's like I rotate the tires. No, I get new tires for my truck and then put a fan in this thing same time. Every 100,000
That's your
kilometers.
fan? I really thought it was like someone's phone going off.
no, it's this computer struggling. There's
Fan.
so much information here; it's having trouble processing it all.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Wow, this is your show.
How to become
What do we got to do to?
how to become a pro?
Yeah.
You need to provide a business address.
That's it.
That can be. Your computer's not happy about that one.
And then
So
what they
that could
also
be your house.
they also want it to be the installer who applies for it. So the person that's installing, they want you to be the pro, right?
Okay, so that's a great question for all of these.
That gets a little bit tricky because if you're running a multi-crew program, like if you have 5 crews,
Yeah.
I would want that pro program to be I'm the owner. I want it to be in my name because I'm the one who's like running that company. But what TimberTech is saying is they want the installer to be the pro. And it's like, well, then how does the dollars work? He didn't buy anything. I bought it.
Right.
He's just my guy.
But you can claim his stuff.
But then does all of your installers have to
So,
go through this?
but then does that allow you
what I
then
mean.
to run like a multi-pro racket as a business? Because then you could put
Multi-pro
all
racket.
of your installers, right? If you had 5 crews, I could have one TimberTech Pro, I could have one Trex Pro, I could have one Fibron Pro.
But you're still listing the business. I think that's still going to trigger the old exclusivity.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So where is this? Well, I want to read more into this a little bit. Where is, like, they say that you have to be the installer that signs up
That
for
was
it?
on the cell phone. It was in a conversation.
Oh, not
That was in the conversation.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Presumably there's some flexibility in that for different scenarios.
There
where there's-
absolutely has to be. Otherwise, you would just walk from it. You'd be like, well, that's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I have 10 crews and I want to install TimberTech exclusively. You have to get all your guys trained, and that's the only way it's doing it.
Right.
Sure, I'll go through that. And they're all going to be pros, and they're all getting the kickbacks, not you. Nope, no deal. Thanks.
Right.
See you later.
Right.
So they want the person that's installing it to be the pro, is what I was told.
I feel like we're going to hear it on this one.
We're going to get in some trouble. Shocking.
There'll be a correction. Yeah, okay. I was trying to go through the process here and see where it mentions anything about that, but yeah. Anyway,
Next
not
up,
there.
do they have a retreat? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Where is it?
It changes.
It changes every year.
It's a rolling retreat. Retreat curious.
Retreat curious.
You need to be a platinum member to get.
Even the
Into there.
info.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think it is?
I don't know where it was.
Did you hear?
Did you? Have you heard where it was?
Oh man,
Jeff would know.
I've seen when they happen. You see a guy posting about it, but I don't remember
Was
where
it
they
in
were.
Florida? Last
Yeah,
one was
probably.
in Florida.
It's always
I think,
summer
right?
warm. Yeah.
Because they do them in the wintertime usually.
Where's
Because
it?
everybody's slower.
Right,
Drinks are
exactly.
flowing.
Take your treats.
Yeah.
Take your guys and treat them.
So that's good. Retreat, good.
All right. The rewards program,
Let's hear it.
as a member, entry level, you get 0.5%. Silver, second tier, 0.5%. Gold, 1.5%. Platinum, 3% kickbacks. These are your kickbacks.
So fairly weak on the entry level ones, but pretty strong on when you get to the platinum level. It's
Yeah.
pretty strong.
If you're going to spend over $100,000 a year,
Canadian.
Canadian,
So $7,500
$1,000,
US dollars.
75,000,
75.
100.
Nope, that was not a.
That was
that
not a
was not.
correction. There's no correction there.
Okay, so yeah, 3% is good.
3%. That's
3%.
pretty
So you
good.
make what?
Yep.
Three grand?
But that's for use for stuff, right?
I don't know. I can't do the math on that. You'll have to get Shane to do it.
Not cash back. Is that right though? They're not giving you a visa.
They are not giving you a visa.
Oh.
So
They actually have a page.
they have a page, and so you'll go onto the page and you can get some product from them.
This
Branded
is it's marketing funds.
marketing funds, branded marketing funds.
So the only one that's actually so far of the three we've done that's giving you cash, like or Visa, is Fibron. Unless you want to cut your perks in half, then you can get it from Trex, but you'll lose.
And you can do that
Use
with TimberTech as well. Cash out right here.
Oh, you can cash out 50%.
Yep.
They'll both do that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. Okay. Otherwise, you can use it for things. Are you going to talk about this?
Nope.
Otherwise, you can use it for things like advertising in print, TV, billboards, radio, social media,
Mhm.
signage, vehicle, literature, mailers,
Mhm.
website enhancements,
Mhm.
job site tools, which I thought was kind of neat.
That's pretty good.
So you can use it towards the purchase of a fusion lock gun, fusion lock hand drive tool, conceal lock gun, side lock hand drive tool, and job site tools. Shows and displays for your showroom or your home show. Others, this one's kind of interesting too. You can use it to pay for photography or clothing or Nadra memberships, Phase apps, Guild Quality, HeatCon blankets.
Yes.
Ooh.
Interesting on that one as well.
It's a good partnership, right?
Right?
Because those blankets aren't cheap.
I always keep saying TimberTech, but obviously AZEC falls in under this, obviously. Mhm.
Yeah.
So that would work for the HeatCon. You're not going to bend too many
Yes.
things if you're not doing any AZEC.
Yeah. So that's good. And then, yeah, you cash out. If you're a platinum or gold, you can cash out 50% in cash. They mail you a check. You can't do that as a silver or
Yeah. When you get to
A
the
member
top
member.
tiers, when you're the top guys, no doing that.
No doing it.
No getting cash back.
Okay.
All right.
All those other things I mentioned, they're 100% reimbursement if you have enough funds to do it. So
Correct.
pretty good.
Oh, wow.
100%.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that could go a long way. Like social media could go a long way.
Certainly
Just like
it
put out some social ads.
Yep.
Well,
But
if
you're
you've
only
been
gaining it at 0.5%, right? And so you're not going
on
to
the
end
low
up with,
guys,
yeah, you're not going to end up with a ton of cash.
That's all you need, though. Right?
but you're also
$500.
not selling much to begin with if you're
Yeah.
only in those tiers.
Yeah.
You're pretty low in the totem pole.
Yep.
But like getting something like Hecon blankets, that's an expensive investment tool wise, about $5,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that's something you're wanting to get into, and it's hard to justify a $5,000 tool, but you can use your marketing dollars for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, that's pretty good then.
Yep, exactly. All right, loading the invoices. Right now, that is web-based. There is an app in the works. That will happen this year, I've been told.
There's that right now again. Is that your right now or their right now?
There right now.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Insider information.
Insider information has told us it will be early. Here's what in the very near future, in quotations.
It'll be app based.
It'll be app-based.
So do you also have to upload invoices for them right now? Like you have to scan and upload an invoice?
That's what I understood.
Okay.
They want to see the invoice.
I mean, the app thing's the way to go for sure. That's a good move.
Correct. App-based portal for loading invoices where marketing, so you'll be able to view your marketing funds there, and you'll be able to view your lead tracking in that app as well.
Okay.
That's going to be fantastic. I think that's the way to do it. There's like everything's on the app store.
That's the way it should be. Everything should be on the app.
Okay. Some things to note. Points do not roll over. They expire. And they terminate them too. From what I understand, they just get rid of them.
So that, yeah,
Your
like, be aware of that.
responsibility. Your responsibility to watch this.
Can you imagine how burned you would be if you like had $3,000 worth of stuff and you let that lapse?
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah. You get a discount on your Phase app, and different tiers. You'll receive different amounts, like on this paper here.
Yep.
Open that paper up. I'll
Yep.
tell
Oh,
you.
you want me to?
Your Phase app. So as your first two levels, you are 15% off.
Yep.
And then your third level, 25% off. Platinum level, 50% off.
Yep.
The
Sorry,
Phase app.
we don't know what that app costs normally. So
That's correct.
Okay.
And that was it. All levels get leads, replacement labor warranty, a newsletter, some training, home show and event support, and the Phase app. Everybody has access to
So by
those.
leads means you get a profile on timbertech.com no
Yep.
matter what you're on.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And then obviously there's a priority ranking in that, right?
And if they have an app,
Sure.
you'll get the lead right to your app,
Right.
potentially.
You're driving past the house actually when it happened. You're able to just put your brakes on and then
So who is it that doesn't allow you to go on the website at their lower tiers? I thought I read that somewhere.
They all just seem to like lock you out.
I
Which
think
I
it
thought
was
was
like
priority.
a web locator. So you'll be listed, from what I understand on TimberTech, you'll be listed on the website,
Okay.
but you don't get like a pin. They don't tell you where you are, like they don't locate you until
you're
you
hiding.
move into the second
Gotcha.
tier, right?
Okay.
Decorators.
You're the boss.
Decorators.
Decorators.
They have two groups,
Slackers.
Pro and Elite. I didn't have a ton of information in here because the guy that I was trying to talk to earlier was asleep. I woke him up, and he has now texted me.
Okay.
So basically, when you're looking for your dollar values, it just says right in the paperwork, it's like varies by region, varies by market. And so
Right.
they're not giving you just here it is.
I don't like that because then you have to go search for the information. Like,
Well,
make
no,
contact
because
with
they work with you. They see you as a partner. And so it's like, just because you didn't spend $100,000 doesn't mean you're not an elite builder. Maybe you spent 50, but they were like really pimping decks and they want you to be an elite guy. And so they kind of like
right.
they
Bend the rules for you a little bit.
bend the rules a little bit for you, right? So it's
Okay.
a moving target. What he says is typically they average 100,000, but it
Okay.
varies by market. All about partnership, not about dollars.
That's for the elite level. So what about the pro? Like, is it 0 to like it's just
0
like,
to 100.
Like anybody,
Just go.
Let's
for
go
it.
let's make this up. He can't defend himself because I have the mic. 0 to 100,000 is pro, and then elite is over 100.
okay.
Right.
That's like typically what he says, right? But again,
Those would probably be the styles of decks you
Kinda
would be
move around.
building. Like if you're building $100,000 worth of Decorator decks,
Mhm.
you'd probably be an elite, right?
certainly, yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
Mm,
What's next?
Yeah.
when you become elite, there like the advantage to being elite is that you get a gold logo on the like where to
Gold star.
gold star. Yeah.
that's what I thought too. I was
Got
like,
my gold star.
And a map pin, and you're top for you become the top lead or the top contractor within a 50-mile radius.
okay.
That's real big in Canada.
Is
50 miles.
Yep, it's almost like
It's almost 100 kilometers.
almost. You become a priority for their partnerships, and they will give you some sales support. And so when they're looking at putting a picture on social media or something, they look to their elite members first.
Cool.
But you get that labor warranty regardless, right? It's tied to the board. You said, yeah.
Labor warranty is tied to the board.
Yeah.
Jay
No ad-
said
no
correct,
additional
by
warranty.
the way.
No additional warranty. Okay.
Correct. Yeah,
But-
he's in now.
He's in now.
Now he's here.
Now he's here.
Go ahead, take over, Jace. I'm gonna
No
read your
additional
text.
warranty, but a ridiculously, but stronger with just the base warranty than anybody else, even with their program.
Correct.
warranty.
They have a 25-year labor warranty on the board.
It's already there.
It's not tied to the contractor. It's tied to the board.
Right. Okay.
And so as a contractor, you don't need to worry about like hitting these different tiers or spending more money or putting more decorator stuff on
Right.
to get the warranty, the labor warranty.
Yeah.
It's affixed
It's just
to the
there.
product.
That's where he should be. Maybe.
So we think. Pro and Elite, 25-year labor warranty attached to the board, not the installer. Fasteners. Camo clip, stowaway, TCG, hid fast.
Hit fast. I'm surprised to see that one on there. I
got
didn't know that you could use that.
From our rep, because like I said, Jace was asleep. I didn't get that from Jace. I got that from Calgary.
Oh,
He said that to
so
me.
he wrong. I don't know if that's the case or not, but okay.
Jace is in here. He can let us know.
Yeah.
Jace, we need your clarification on that. Is HidFast actually an approved fastener for your
Boards.
boards?
Through the
I'm not
install.
saying it's not. I just haven't read that before.
Correct. Okay. Requirements. They qualify their pros with a few things: business license, insurance, decorators training either online or at a workshop or in person in the field, proof of a decorator's job or similar caliber by a photo, video, or in person. So, business license, insurance, and some training, and they want to see some of your builds.
I really like it when these guys ask for insurance.
I do too. Separates the
Legitimize yourself,
The
right?
guys with insurance from the guys without the insurance. Pretty big divide you drove in there.
It's just like the level of like seriousness that you take in
Yeah.
your project. How serious do you take your company? I don't want a dude that's
Well, you don't want Mike and a bike as part of your contractor loyalty program. Like you're firing
Right.
leads these people,
He's only got bike insurance.
right? Just a little sticker you used to put on your bike in
Your
case it got
bike
stolen.
license. He doesn't even wear a helmet.
he doesn't even wear a helmet. That guy.
Here's a good question from
Shows up.
Quigley Cable Rail. Says, question, if a contractor is no longer in business, will Decorators honor the labor warranty with another contractor?
Well, it's on the board,
It's
right?
on the board, yeah. So presumably they would. You could hire a different contractor.
You could
to do
hire
it, so-
anybody to replace it, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think so. And Jace says yes on HidFast. Valid fastener for their whole lineup, presumably composites and mineral-based composites.
Okay. The retreat. They do have a retreat. They have a
Wow.
They have the
Why
Pro
don't you
Summit.
Tell us about it.
Let's
So-
hear.
There's 12 people that go annually. 10
12?
10 from the US, 2 from Canada. Well, and then the decorators people. But
Can't complain about that. That's a pretty good ratio for us, actually.
Yeah.
5 to 1.
I'm glad we
That's
even got in.
better than population, really. So this doesn't matter if you've hit the tier or not. It's just like you got to be in the top 12 or you ain't going.
You got to be cool.
yeah,
Like there's a leaderboard.
there's a leaderboard.
Top is and it's based on spend then. maybe.
Yeah, presumably.
Probably breaks down to spend.
Probably not on looks price.
Top 12. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Otherwise, Scott Kelly would never go. So
Based on how many steel frame decks you build.
yeah, I feel like what happens at Decorators quite a bit is that it's not they don't rank and tier people. You know what I mean? I think that if there was like 10,
It'd be tough nowadays to do that.
yeah,
You can't put people into boxes anymore.
yeah. But I think what I mean by that is if you have a list of 10, I don't think that they just take the top 10.
Right.
I think they probably roll through the top 11, 12, 13, 14 people, right? And they're just like, well, that guy's been the last 2 years in a row. Let's not take him. This guy's new, but he's 12.
That guy smells.
Let's move him up.
We don't want him on the bus.
Yeah.
You know, I think they work really hard to be fair with all of their contractors.
Yeah.
So I think that probably helps quite a bit. The rewards program, Pro or Elite, 3% back on your purchases.
That's pretty solid.
Doesn't matter who you are, you're getting 3% back.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So they got it.
Oh. And it's a Visa gift card too.
There you go.
Oh, it's cash.
He's reading ahead, but it's okay.
I'm a keener.
He used to sit at the front of the class too. Yeah, so they're
I've
paid
still never sat at the front of the class.
paid back
40.
to you with a Visa gift card in $50 increments. So if you got $49, you got to get at it.
Here you go, Jace.
Get to work.
Jace clarified. Summon is on spend and expanding beyond 12.
Got to pay to play.
Got to pay to play.
Expanding beyond 12 soon.
There you go. Yeah, because of COVID, right? Your COVID rules allow you to have more than 12 people in a room. I actually think what you've done this year, Jace, has turned it into a virtual show in February. There's no actual summit this year. It's a virtual summit. I wonder if they're going to ship as much alcohol
how you get
to
around
me
that.
as I would drink if I was there.
They just give you a gift card.
Send me your receipts. I bought a 66.
I bought 3 kegs.
Yeah. All right. Loading information, like loading your invoices. This is an app-based program.
Good.
Nice.
You load the invoice, and you could do it on a website if you wanted as well, but nobody would.
So, like, where's Trex on this? Where's their app? How is the big dog not have an app? Is it coming?
Almost for sure what happened is they are listening to this, and they'll have an app.
Like everybody else has an app.
So far.
Well, TimberTech didn't, but it's right around the corner, apparently.
February. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apps just make everything easier.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's just like taking a picture of the invoices far exceeds like scanning
If you
and
could take a
saving
picture-
and emailing or
Right?
uploading or whatever. Yep.
Okay. With your points, the points do not expire if you have under 2,000 points.
So you can roll them over.
Under 2,000. But if you are over that, then they're going to pay that out in a gift card.
It's about time they start taxing the 1%. Hey?
Yeah.
The government ain't going to do it. Decorators will.
That's right.
You got more than $2,000? We'll take some of that.
Call it a holding fee.
So they pay it out.
They're going to pay it out.
Sorry, I was too busy being a funny guy. They're going to pay it out in full.
That was what I understood.
So if you have $3,000 worth of points, they'll just pay you out in
Gift cards, Visa gift cards.
But aren't they doing that anyway? How would you... Rewards are paid out in Visa gift card in $50 increments. So once per year, presumably. At the end of the year, put all your stuff in, then you get 137 $50 gift cards.
Yep.
Okay.
I imagine you could likely request them, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
All levels, which is only 2. They have an opportunity at the summit.
Yep.
But it's ranked on whoever spends the most. So probably you probably need to be in the elite to get into the summit.
You're not
But
probably.
if there are
a
no
pro.
elite people in Saskatchewan, like Canada, if there's only 2.
Yeah, they're called politicians. They can travel anywhere they'd like right now. Remember?
Ooh, zing.
Anyway.
The leader is traveling too, apparently. Okay, you get an opportunity at the summit. Everybody gets a 3% reward. You have 50% of... So Decorators will cover 50% of the MSRP on the Pro Marketplace. And so obviously they have a portal that you can go into, purchase co-branded products, right? You can go through like the Decorators website, buy hoodies or jackets or whatever, and those are co-branded.
Were you gonna say buy jerseys?
I did say jerseys.
Is that
Buy
what
a
was on your
jersey.
tip of your
I
tongue
was
there?
thinking of hockey.
Buy a jersey for your team.
Because I'm thinking about getting a U.S. jersey, actually. So, they'll cover 50% of the MSRP on that. You get a profile for marketing your company. They provide workshops and training, and they will do a web listing for everybody.
Okay.
Jace has some clarifications, it looks like.
They write you a check if you're over 2,000 points. Under 2,000 points, you get Visa gift cards.
Yeah.
Over
So,
2,000.
Jace, the question is, do you write half?
check.
Do you write it for half of the points, or do you write it for all of them? Because that was one of the things that people were asking.
Mm-hmm.
By people, I mean Shane.
I'm a person people too.
You're a person, people.
All right, is that it for that one? No, we got all levels got.
I did
yet.
that.
You did that already? All right. Well,
Sleep.
okay. On to the next and final.
Well, we'll like.
You're gonna touch on another
We'll
one.
touch on the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Wolf. So we talk about Wolf because we sell it. I'm going to open this up with this only applies to people in the US of A. It is
You
not
can't even get it in Canada.
not for Canada. And so the story
Sick of
behind
this
this
discrimination.
is it was built by their like cabinet shop, like their interior cabinet people. And so the program is like, it's really expensive to put together. The story I got was it's expensive to put together. And then to do that program in Canada, it had to be almost like completely recreated. And it just doesn't, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Mm.
Jace confirmed that you get all your money, not half. But great analogy.
For what?
The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Yep.
Juice isn't worth the squeeze.
That's,
Okay.
and that's a quote. You can quote that actually. That
Quote?
came from Mr. Mark.
Well, 70% of our audience is in the US of A anyway. So
Right.
let's
And
get
so that's
after
what
it.
I told him. I was like, I'll talk about it because it's how it is. It is not, there are no tiers. It is percentage based on what you spend. No tiers on this.
So it's just
like-
a cash back.
It's cash back. The more you spend, the more you get back.
You know what? There's something to appreciate about the simplicity of that.
I totally agree. Having done the research, it's like, this is ridiculous.
People will take less cash than more stuff. Like,
But I feel like
cash
this
value.
is like
Yep.
simple, like
2 tiers.
Yeah.
Up to 100,000. Like
Yeah.
0 to 100, 100 over.
Yep.
Get after it. Anyways, so they say they don't have tiers. It's just cash back. Then you actually get into it. There's a lot of tiers. There's 6 tiers. And how you get
Turns
your
out
cash
there's
back.
6 tiers.
Yeah, they just didn't name them. That's all.
Right.
The warranty that they provide, you have a 5-year labor warranty after you take a training session. This is going to be discussing just decking specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take a course, a Wolf Pro course.
and that's available in Canada.
That's
Wolf
available.
Pros can get the warranty portion.
Correct. You're just not going to get the money back.
Right.
Fasteners that are approved, Cortex, Hid Fast, Camo, Color Match face screws.
I also appreciate that they don't specify a brand there. It's like, who cares what brand of composite deck screw it is? They're all the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Screw it down. To be approved, you need to fill out a W-9. Basically, it's a business license. You have to prove you have a business license.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be vetted by the rep. You'll be vetted by the rep at the training course.
Oh,
Right?
okay, yeah.
You have to like show up and do the training.
Show up.
Do the training. I only saw Mark fail one guy. No, I'm kidding. They didn't like you don't fail. It's like basically what happens at this training course is it's a better practices.
Right.
Build like this, you know.
Do this, do that.
And then he brings out like a seamstress measuring tape thing and like sizes you up and is like, I guess you'll do. You could be a pro.
No summit. They do not have a retreat for their guys.
No?
Nope.
Nothing in Minnesota or something?
Nothing.
Okay.
And then
Well, you know what? They have a pretty close relationship with Fibron. Maybe they can get on something and do something together.
ooh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Not wrong. They distribute Fibron decking out of their warehouses, so they could.
I thought you were
Like-
maybe taking a shot at them because it's like they don't seem to make any like they don't make stuff. They just seem to be a distributor of like they just distribute things. They don't make their decking.
No,
Private labeled. They don't make their cabinets.
I was just saying that neither of them have an event thing. Maybe they could.
Oh, I see.
together.
Get on the events.
Not that they need each other's help to plan on a getaway, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So their tiers, their like money back program, 0 to 50,000 is 0.5%, 50 to 150, 1%, 150 to 250,000, 1.5%, 250 to 400,000, 2%, 400 to 600,000, 3%, 600,000 over, 4%. So when they said they don't have tiers, then they broke it up into like $10,000 increments from 0.5.
Yeah,
What they meant is they have
sure slim
tier.
that down to be like 1%, 2%, 4%.
1, 2, 3,
Something,
5,
right?
right? Anyways.
These half percents are likely to that.
Yeah, they really got him there. Okay, some of the notes I took, not available in Canada. This does include trims and moldings, railing, lighting, decking, outdoor cabinets. And then Mark was talking about this is like, it's kind of geared towards the remodeler, not so much the deck builder, right? So they do their siding, their house wrap, and their interior cabinets. And so then when you start to think about that on a whole year, if you actually do some kitchen remodeling, like a kitchen's $60,000.
Hence why their top tier is $600,000 when everybody else is 75.
Right.
Right, because it's like your whole house.
Like
in
if you
Wolf
put
products.
house wrap, like if you renoed a house and you did house wrap and siding and then the deck and then you rolled inside in the winter and put some cabinets into there, it was like you're at 200,000 at that house.
Right. So this is less about a deck builder and more about
And that was
like a
Mark's
full-on
like
construction company.
that was his apprehension of being in this was like, I don't want to be put in this and then be like pinned right against the deck guys because my program isn't the same as theirs.
Right.
We're a remodeling.
Oh, no shit. That's exactly what we had in mind, actually, was to pin you against
So-
the other deck guys.
Sucks. No, I'm kidding.
like-
So it's actually, so the reason I like
But
this
no, I
one-
like it, though, because it's
So I
straight up
told
cash.
Mark, well, it's straight up cash. And I told Mark that I like that program a lot because a lot of these guys do things in the winter time that are renovating. And so now if you're a deck builder and you have access to Wolf deck boards in your market and you're putting down Wolf decking, and then in the wintertime you roll inside and you're doing some renovations on houses, it's like, well, shit, maybe I should use Wolf cabinets. Like I can start to get some kickbacks on this.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
will say, though, that, like, if you're looking at the, like, if you are a guy who's doing just decks, and Mark doesn't want this comparison, but I got the mic, like you say.
Exactly it.
Call in.
If you're looking at the tiers that are like realistic for some deck builders, like that, 50 to 100K, 150 to 200K, even like we're talking 1 to 1.5%. It doesn't really get that lucrative until you get up to that 600,000, and that's a tough go for
Even at 400, it's okay, right? Like you get 3% back, but that's like
3% of 400,000.
400 to 600, you get 3% back.
Yeah.
You could, like if I was providing any sort of feedback, I would pare that, like those lower tiers down and bump the prices up, right? So go 0 to 50 and then do 1% on that, and then 50 to 250. Or
Yeah.
50 to 150.
Yeah, clean that up a little bit.
Anyways, that's it. Moisture Shield. I reached out to Moisture Shield
It's not even in the spreadsheet you gave me. How am I
not.
supposed to ask questions on this one?
because there are no questions to be asked. They don't answer. Their program is a little bit different in that it's paired with a whole bunch of other stuff. It's paired with like Benjamin Moore and Barkman Tile and Permacon. Oh, Belgard. Sorry, not Barkman. Belgard. So Benjamin Moore, John Wood Insulation, Technoseal, Belgard. And so like basically it's a third party program. You're going to sign up. Yeah. I don't love it. I don't love their program. I don't know. I couldn't find out how much you had to spend. I couldn't find out what the tiers are. I could
Because it's not available because they didn't get back to you.
they didn't get back to me. And it's not like I just can't find it on the internet.
Like, you don't even know how to sign up.
I do know how to sign up. I didn't sign up for it.
You didn't sign up.
I don't need that in my
You don't want to
emails.
sign up for that?
Nope.
So all of these
Because I'm not a contractor. I don't want to get listed on there. I'm not like
So all of these are you just sign up on their website. Pretty easy to find, right?
correct.
That's the starting gate for all of these.
Starting gate is going to be to go to their website and sign up.
You don't have to call your Trex rep or your
Nope. I don't
reps.
think that the rep has to send it out to you.
Oh,
I
that's
think you
good.
can go-
Part of me wishes you wouldn't have stapled the Moisture Shield email to the cover of all the Wolf emails. I just started flipping through that and I was like, reading away.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, and I was
the
like,
Wolf
oh,
one didn't
and
make it.
Like, part of the Moisture Shield program is to sell some Wolf, looks like.
Would help.
Theirs is really simple. We'll just use theirs.
We'll just use it. They spent all that money on it.
So that's it. That's
Okay,
that's
well-
what I got.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you want to recap through that? Do you have a favorite at this point?
I
I don't need to recap each thing. Like some things that stood out to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I will. I'm just kidding.
Nobody paid for
No, but
this.
like I do think that Fibrons is quite attractive to me. But the lack of a summit, like if they had a summit in here as well, then that would be like the runaway favorite.
Okay.
Because it's like it's cash. People love cash. Because if you have cash, you have the option
You do whatever you
to
want
do
with
the
it.
billboards or the wraps if you want. But you can also buy Christmas presents if you want. Like
Fill your truck up.
do whatever you want to do.
Fuel. Like you could just put gas in your truck.
So probably for somebody who's not going to hit the top tier, like somebody who wouldn't have been going to these summits anyway, the Fibron one would be pretty attractive, especially on those first time kickbacks.
So Decorators at 3% is also pretty good too.
Yep.
That's a 3% kickback as soon as you start.
Straight up.
3%.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too. Yep.
But
I think it's hard to there's more opportunity in the Trex program than any of them because of the brand awareness of that and the fact you get on their website. Like you're going to get leads off Trex's website almost assuredly. Mind you, TC Deck says they don't get many, but I'm guessing some guys do get quite a few leads off there.
Mm-hmm.
The other guys, you're unlikely to be getting that kind of volume of leads. Maybe TimberTech a little bit more in the States. So you got to weigh that too, I guess. But as far as the pure reward scenario, I think that Fibron's really looks quite good.
Because like Fibron's got theirs down to like your 2% if you're up to $10,000, 3% kickback up to $40,000. So the first time,
But I can tell you,
first time user one is where that kind of gets you. You know what I mean? Because then you get 10% on your first deck.
yeah, I can tell you for certain though that the guys that have been going to these summits, their opinion would be a lot different than somebody who never signed up for one of these ever. Like they know the value of those things.
Of the summit?
Like what happens
the
at the
summits.
summit? Like
It's
other
a
than
party.
just
It's
partying?
just a holiday.
It's just partying?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's you
don't
I
get,
mean,
like,
I'm sure there's some
insider
training
info.
and some. Well, I think when Trex released their new deck products there 3 years ago,
Yep.
they did an announcement at their Trex Summit. So it was like if you were the Trex Platinum guys, you were seeing the new products before everybody else was,
Right.
and so on and so forth. So there's part of it is that too. Like it's obviously from Trex, it's a chance to kind of rally the troops and motivate everybody and rah and thank them and get them ready to fired up for next season and everything too. Like there's that too.
Yep.
But more than anything, it's probably a lot of networking and like
Yeah.
showing somebody a good time as a
That's
thank
right.
you for.
Well, it's just a thank you.
It's just
It's really good.
So my
Okay.
my question is always like, would you rather be a big fish in a little pond or a little fish in a big pond with these guys, right? Like if you're starting out new with Trex, you're the little guy.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
probably not getting a lot of leads,
Yeah, you're not getting the leads. You're certainly not going to the summit.
right? But if you pop on with someone who's not really a big market share technically, you're the big guy all of a
Like
sudden.
when you first enter, you should be maybe signing up with Decorators or Fibron.
Even Fibron's got that pretty solid first time deal.
Let's get started.
Yeah. Because in your market, Fibron might only have 10 leads to send, but you're going to get all 10.
You're going to get all of them.
And Trex might have 1,000 leads to send, but you're only going to get 10
You
or less.
might get 10.
Right?
And you're fighting
Yeah.
with 5 other.
Third priority.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I mean, use the products too, right? Some
I
guys
think what's
use the
important
product
is-
they like the most. And it's like the rewards are what the rewards are, but I want to use the products that I enjoy using the most.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's probably pretty important to be on one of the programs regardless.
Yeah.
I don't
want to
kn-
get on
I
it.
don't know if it matters which one you're on, but you sure as should be on one.
well, you might as well. You might as well.
shoot.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is really good. This is a good breakdown. They all have their attractive perks for sure. They're all a little bit different yet similar.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Did you, as you researched through this, were you kind of like in the back of your mind being like, well, I still feel pretty strongly about one over the other?
So that's the best part. I never, ever felt strongly about any of them. And what I found myself doing going through this was finding all of the negative things. It was like, well, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like this. So that's unfortunate. I tried to find positive spins on stuff, right? So I liked that Trex had only 3 tiers instead of the 4 tiers. I think that's, to your point, a little more simple, right? Like keep it simple. You don't need a whole bunch of tiers. It's like you're either doing $30,000 or you're doing $150,000 worth of decks. Like you're not. So I like the simplicity of Wolf, Decorators, and Trex's tier program. I thought Fibron's kickbacks were probably the best. Like that money back in gift cards to me is like, that's just the easiest way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in it for the kickbacks, that's the one.
Yeah, and I like the trying to steal people away. I like that first time user one. That's a really good.
That's pretty solid.
That's a really good.
So TC Deck says, I based it off my supplier's availability. My supplier here mostly promoted Trex and TimberTech, a little bit of Fibron, no Decorators or Wolf. Yeah. So like really that's gotta be the first thing. You know, who cares how good the program is if you can't get the product to sell it anyway.
Right.
And that's where Trex has the advantage because you can find it anywhere.
So I did like the kickbacks by Fibron. I really didn't like the labor warranty, the 0 labor warranty. That I think you should have some sort of labor warranty at the start, even if you're the little guy, and everybody else seems to have that.
Right.
So that was pretty good.
So
I don't like how Trex and TimberTech are pretty limited on their fasteners.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
the fasteners aren't actually doing anything with the board. They're just clamps. They're side clamps. And so that kind of bugs me that side clamps are changing the availability of the warranty, like changing the warranty of the board. That's silly, but is what it is.
I would actually just kind of digging into this a little bit. I would like the warranty be almost kind of removed out of this stuff because at the end of the day, that's something that stays with the homeowner. And why is it their fault? Like, what if you don't have a Trex Platinum guy in your area? We don't.
We don't.
Why are you punishing the homeowner?
So the homeowner has to pick the best available qualified guy to do it, but then he gets screwed out of the warranty because Trex hasn't certified anybody in that area.
Correct.
So I think that's kind of crappy. And same with Fibron. You're even less likely to have a Fibron elite guy in your area.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you get no labor warranty. And you might have hired a wicked carpenter that's really good. He's just not part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
Or, so I feel like that they should pull that out of there.
So that's okay. Because Decorators has done that. They've said it doesn't matter who the builder is. The warranty is on the board.
Yeah, and I've not been shy in saying that that's the way they should all be. Like, Decorators' labor warranty is amazing. It's like, we've always said, like, if the board's installed correctly, who cares who put it down?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it should be warranted.
Yep.
If it's done right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my opinion on that.
Retreats are good. I think that, it doesn't have to necessarily be a retreat. You can look after your people in different ways. And so, like the Fibron kickbacks are pretty good. I don't know that the retreat would change whether I went with one company or the other. Wouldn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Well, at least not initially, maybe, right?
Nope. Huge disadvantage to Trex with the loading online and not having an app base.
Yeah, that might be the turning point.
That's it. Like I just like
if you don't have an app, make it hard to
they'll get an app. There's no doubt they'll do that at some point, but it's just like, how do you not load that with your phone? You do everything with your phone. I do all my banking with my phone. I order a cab with my phone. I buy food with my phone.
I have an expense program that you just take a picture of the receipt.
QuickBooks. I do all
Puts
of
it
our
all in.
like our QuickBooks. All of our receipt capturing is all done through my phone. Like,
yeah, undoubtedly that's in the works. You'd have to think, but because that's the way to do it. The problem with these programs is the extra time it takes to manage them, and so they should make it as simple as possible.
Yeah. Anyways, and that was it. I don't really have any. I don't know that I have a favorite. I like the money back from Fibron, and I like the first time user thing from Fibron.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, good.
Well, that was it.
Bryce, is somebody who's not in the industry.
Yes.
Was there anything that any eye-opening moments during that? Things that you didn't that caught you off guard, or was it just it was all new? So whatever.
It's just the warranty thing that I think really hit me, like the labor warranty.
Yeah.
Like it really does blow my mind that labor warranty isn't on the board.
Yeah.
Like you say, as a homeowner, you just get screwed.
Yep. Yeah, that's my only knock against all this thing too. I do think too that when they're overly complicated, and not that they're overly complicated if you sit down and dive into them a bit, but when you're trying to just sell somebody on a program on the surface, it's it should be simple, it should be easy, and some of these are and some of them aren't. Mm-hmm. And I know that you inherently think that by adding more perks you're adding more value, but at some point you just overcomplicate the whole thing and it starts to feel messy. In my opinion, I like these ones that are just you get cash back if you hit certain tiers. You get cash back if you hit certain tiers. You get some marketing dollars, and then that's
It also makes it a
Like-
lot easier for that business to manage it. Can you imagine being like the person at Trex that has to look after deciding whether somebody's truck wrap goes on, or if you just like sent them a gift card?
Right.
I don't care what you put on there. Here's your money. Thanks for buying
Yeah.
Trex.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But it works for them too, because then they get their own brand out there in the market too.
that's
so.
right. Yeah. So TimberTech rep says, let's say that the company buying the decking is the one who signs up for the pro rewards, and that company will get the points. So it doesn't end up being back at the 5 installers. It's like
Yeah, that makes. I figured that's
that's the company that gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
a little bit of miscommunication or something there for sure.
And then I do have one question.
Yeah.
Is there any railing loyalty programs?
yeah, so all of these guys, it adds on to it, right? So Trex has railing that adds into their program. Decorators railing adds into the program because it adds into your dollars spent, right?
Yeah. What about railing specific companies?
Well, Bryce, let me tell you, there's a Fortress program that's pretty good. I don't know the Fortress program. We weren't looking at railing this today, but I know that TC Decks replied to the story you posted earlier and replied in the chat here saying that the Fortress railing has a really good program where they pay you like per panels purchased and whatnot.
Oh,
so you get a kickback, a cash kickback on the panels. So if you're
imagine
looking
that's
for a
tied
railing-
to their decking programs as well, right? Like Fortress will have a decking program that.
I don't know, because I remember we had that Fortress program years ago for the dealer too, and it wasn't tied to any decking or anything. But it's a little bit tougher to do when your decking is like the market share is 0.004%. It's hard to be like, you have to use the decking too.
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll just use somebody else's railing then.
Yep.
Like that's easier than trying to use your decking. So
Yep.
Anyway, what did you guys think? What did the Instagram community think about that? Hopefully, like I said, this is one that has been requested a number of times over the last couple of years. It's one that we've been wanting to do, and I feel like it was the last one that I felt like we were kind of missing doing, but it's just like it took a lot of effort to put that together.
It's a big one.
So, but hopefully that was helpful. I know
You
it's
don't
like,
you don't get your paycheck on tomorrow because
Yeah.
I did that instead. So cool, right?
it's,
Cool, right? Yeah, that's good.
Jamie Binns just joins now at the end of it. Wow, what a
It's
shame.
dinner.
But I hope this format worked. I hope this format worked in like audio. Like there's a lot. There's an hour and a half of information there that you're trying to like compare and cross-reference in your head. So I hope that our little like recaps back to compare them ourselves helped a little bit.
I wonder if I can get you that spreadsheet and we can somehow compress that thing down. You can maybe put it up.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, you can clean that up and post that. Yep.
No, I'm not going to clean that up. I'm going to give that to you. You can clean that up. Marketing guy. I'm going to do the
Sounds like it won't
paychecks.
get posted. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for that episode. For the guys that are on Instagram right now, we're actually doing a double dipper today. We're doing another episode right back to back. So if you are, if you still got some gas left, there's another episode coming up about foundation options.
Oh, that's exciting.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is a good one. That'll be a good one. Thanks for tuning in. You guys take it easy. We'll see you in 6 minutes. Take it easy, everybody. See you next week.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships or tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go. Check us out on any social networks. Thank you for listening.